Yay! So welcome everybody with a little dance party offline, and yeah, that's it for today. We can come to the next class for another dance class, dance party, or maybe we could do it at the end. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So today we like to talk about inner child healing and manifesting miracle through inner child healing. And I'm gonna just show you a presentation here with my intention and everything. I had to be honest with you guys. For the longest time, I didn't know what to bring today. And I was feeling really frustrated about this because I was like, I know it. I know because I live it through it. I mean, the embodiment of that. But I don't know why I cannot like structure it and just put it in slides and just put it all nice and tidy. And then I realized that I was just being initiated in what I'm teaching, which is like just to connect with play, to don't overthink too much things, to don't make things so logical and structured all the time. Sometimes when you tap into the inner child magic, then you can channel through what it meant to be channel is meant to be channeled through you, right? So sometimes in life, when we make things less serious, things get to be also less serious and more fun. So, and it's what I did today. So I literally put some slides today in, and I just put all the notes I've been writing this past few weeks, and then I am created the presentation. I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. So the masterclass today is about reconnecting with your inner child and to manifest miracles. And yes, welcome to everybody. I'm so happy to have you here. And this is gonna be amazing. Today, my intention for today is about, for today's class is to help you realize your infinite inner power and to connect with your inner child. And also to embrace your divine feminine energy and to receive miracles, because it's not only just to connect with your inner child and to heal through it, but it's also having that connection to the universe that then makes things happen more easily for you. So I wanted to ask you guys, when is the last time that you tapped into play? Let me know in the comments. What did you do? Okay. So if you like to tell me, guys, what's last you have today? So what is something that you do it and you just feel like your time is doesn't exist anymore? You're like in this other dimension, and you feel so joyful and energized after you do it. Let me know in the comment. Like for example, in my case, what lights me up is drawing. Like if I'm drawing, I just forget about anything else and just it makes me so happy. Also, when I had two kids, one is nearly 3 years old and the other one is 8. When I'm playing with them without thinking about work or anything like that, I'm just fully playing with them, like jumping in the trampoline with them or doing some drawings or collaging. I just go in that zone of like nothing else really matters, and times is like there is no time. And I'm just tapping into my joy, my inner joy, my like in pure happiness. And often when I tap into that, then I feel even more created for my work, for yeah, for everything that is related to my business as well. So I feel like that is a pure source of more blessing to my life when I really tap into that. It's not always easy. Sometimes when we most need to do it, because maybe we are stressed or we overworked ourselves, it's the hardest to do it because we tend to, what is easy sometimes for me to do, like I used to, especially before, is to just I don't know, eat something really sugary or like watch like a TV series and just numb myself into something that is not necessarily something that makes me really more joyful or more creative, right? So Veronica says, when I paint or draw, it takes me in other dimensions. I love that. What about you, Andre? What makes you um, more alive and dancing? I love dancing. Ah, I love that. When was the last time you like really tapped into your inner child and you really, I don't know, it could be like dancing, playing with the children, which is what you guys did so perfectly. That's perfect. So when is the last time also that you did something that it could be like illogical to an adult mind? Like, for example, for me, I still remember when I went to Thailand and it was raining so much. I don't know if you've been in the tropical places. When it rains, it's like a warm rain, and I was like dancing under the rain. For me, that's totally illogical. I was supposed to be inside instead of outside, but I still remember to this day, even if it was like 8 years ago, because it was something so connected with my joy and with my inner child, really, that it's still in my memory, and it was such an amazing moment in my life that I will always remember. So sometimes doing things that are logical, that not necessarily, it's not necessarily what is the best for you, right, and your soul, especially. Also, because sometimes when we connect with the logical side of us, we tend to do what is we did until now and what is reasonable instead of doing something that maybe we never did before, but it could be something amazing for us, right? It could be like a portal to a new level of us. And maybe the person we want to become, right? Because that person will do those kind of things. Even if this person, us in the present, we don't do them, it doesn't matter that we cannot do it, you know? So sometimes doing the illogical thing is the best thing for you to kind of break that, reality that you're living in to the next reality of it, where maybe it's normal to dance under the rain or to do lives on Instagram, for example, or to do this presentation like I'm doing today. But I'm not that used to. This is something I'm starting to do more and more presentation. So it's also the willingness to be imperfect and messy at the beginning until then you become good at something, right? And there is so much to learn from kids as well, from children, because they do it all the time. And that's the way they learn. They walk and they fall down, they stand up, they keep walking, right? And also the fact that they are not good at something at the beginning, it doesn't mean anything about them. They're not thinking, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, like there's no commiseration for themselves, but there's curiosity of like, let me just try. If I cannot jump over this wall, let me just try to go over in another way. So the problem is not them, but it's a challenge. It's just how to overcome this wall. It, there is excitement and curiosity. So what if we could approach life with the eyes of a kid, and how we can tap into that energy is to do things that really brings us joy, putting aside sometimes the adult us. That's things that maybe certain things are not really logical, or no, what if it's not perfect? What everybody will think about me, and things like that. So I hope this presentation actually, with all this messiness, I feel like it's really an initiation for me, because it's what I'm teaching in my immersion with this 14 days about that, about the beauty of like tapping into your inner child and tapping into the messiness of life in a way that then you can create miracles, because you're like tapping it from this state of like pure joy and curiosity and fun, instead of like being afraid and being paralyzed by perfectionism and by thinking about what everybody else thinks and all things like that. Let me know if this is landing for you guys. Let me know in the comment. Let me see in the comment. See, Veronica is saying some behind the scenes. Yes, I'm all in for that, guys. This is me. And Veronica says, dance is medicine. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. If you're feeling down, just move your body. I feel like it's one of the best. I've been on a seminar as well with Tony Robbins, and that was one of the best takeaways. It's like there is so much that you can do when you change your body. You can change your state. So that's so true. Dancing is medicine. So when you're like living into your tapping into your inner child, and you're like playing and living in the moment, and without the worry of what everybody else is thinking, or if it's what is gonna happen and what this means about me if you do a mistake, for example. So when is the last time that you thought on these things just because you wanted to do it, without any agenda or anything like that? Everything everything we didn't have in our childhood, we sometimes tend to project it in other adults and also in our life, for example. So it's really important to tap into your inner child and to really heal your inner child. I feel like all of us, we come to this world with um, um, like parts of ourselves that are a bit still a bit unhealed or hurt. And I feel like this is also a lifetime work. There is always work to do. There is always there are always challenges to overcome, and but life is so much easier when you start to really heal your inner child. If you're wondering, okay, what is this inner child thing? I think let me know, guys, if you know about inner child. I attract people that are a little bit like me, spiritual, and they know about all these things like inner child, higher self, and things like that. But let me know if you know in the comments what is it and what is it for you. So the inner child is the little human within you. Normally is from the age of infant age like until the teenage years. It depends for for some people varies, and it's in your unconscious, which is so important to know this because so much of our life, at 95% of our life is driven by our unconscious. So it's really important to know what's happening with the inner child, how is she feeling and things like that, because our unconscious is really driving our life. uh, so the inner child normally is the part of us also that is with unmet needs. Um, Sometimes they're deeply suppressed emotions, for example. And also, I wanted to like to notice, do you still have this even if your childhood was perfect? You can still experience like your needs being unmet, and also even if you have like a traumatic childhood, this is not. Um, I believe that everything happened for a reason, and there is so much about. I feel like our challenges are there to teach us something. So this is not to say anything about parents or that my parents or your parents were bad or anything like that. It's more about taking responsibility for what happened, in the sense of like, okay, how can I heal what happened to me, right? And yeah, so another part also the inner child, the fun part is that the inner child is also the essence of play, pure joy, and creativity. So whenever you feel like you're a bit dry or anything like that in your job or anything like that, if you tap into your inner child, you will find all the creativity, that joy. So especially when you start to heal your inner child, you can find so much of that. So it's amazing, and it's what happened to me in the past years, especially now that I'm like healing my inner child more and more in the past 2 years. It's just amazing how much creativity and source of joy you can really find it in there. Andre says, for me, the inner child is the part that remains innocent, fully creative, and truly happy. Yes! Don't you think that the inner child, this is just is like what is coming through me as a channel, because I'm really intuitive. The inner child for me is the closest thing to the soul, in the sense of like, I feel always imagine the soul being like so like giddy and happy and like super joyful and bright and light. I feel like the inner child is quite close to that. But sometimes happen things in our life, happen things that make us the connection with the inner child a bit broken, and maybe like with that happen that we are like a kind of we are not complete anymore with our inner child, and then things happen to our life that like that we can heal like through inner child healing and everything. But I feel like at the base, inner child, like our inner child is just this pure beautiful light. Veronica says our little part doesn't understand our complicated thoughts or speech. Yes, well, that's so absolutely true, because when you're talking to your subconscious, I'm doing meditation. Now I'm studying also rapid resolution therapy, and it's all about speaking to the part of us that doesn't speak complex English, for example. It's the way you talk to your subconscious is so much simpler that you can imagine, like because of that. Yes, absolutely, Veronica. Well done. To connect, we have to communicate in other ways, more pure and natural. Absolutely. Yeah. Ah, guys, I knew that. I knew that you knew. So, um, the way to heal the inner child, I feel like one of the ways is also to start to break the rules of what's good or bad. I don't know if it happened to you when you know, when we're, especially if you're born in like a religious family or anything like that, sometimes you have like all this thing of like, ah, you're a good girl or you're a bad girl. Okay, for example, I don't know, you are going to sleep later than I told you, you're a bad girl. Or I don't know, um, you're getting angry for this thing, you're a bad girl. Or, you know, like all this thing of like, you're bad or you're good because of something that you're doing. So what you do is you. I feel like something that is something that we take out on when we are really little, and that can we can bring us to our in our life as well, and that could affect a little bit the way we react to things. So maybe we stop doing certain things because we don't want to be bad, or we don't want to shake the boat, rock the boat too much. You know, we don't want to disturb or anything like that. So one of the parts of healing the inner child is also breaking those rules that we have that they're just rules, they're not really the absolute truth. Was another part to in the healing the inner child is also to heal those parts of you that think that you have to minimize a feeling just because you don't want to make anybody else uncomfortable, or there is no space for you, you know. um, and then you tend to kind of when somebody say to you when you were little, maybe, ah, you're really good at this, that will be your identity. You will be that person that, I don't know, likes to draw, or is good at drawing, or is good in this, but is bad in that. I don't know. Myself, for example, they told me, you're good at drawing at school and you're bad in math. So in all my life, and most of my life, I always thought, I'm good at drawing, I'm bad in math. This is becoming my identity. Even if maybe it wasn't really my identity, but it's what, when I was really little, my mind was still really, really easy to influence, is what I've been told, right? Let me know if you can relate with this guy. So let me know if there is something that maybe somebody else told you that then you were like, okay, this is me then. I guess this is me. I am not good at math, or, you know, I'm really shy, or things like that. So the ego is always trying to protect us. So whenever the ego feel like the inner child is being threatened, the ego will try everything to protect the inner child. And this will could transform in aggression, like we can become aggressive, or we can like feel frozen and live almost like in fear that we don't want to do anything, like 'cause we are so afraid of what's gonna happen if we do things. We can numb the pain again with like eating things, or like drugs or anything like that. We can self-sabotage by not doing the thing because it's too scary or things like that. um, and also we can have trust issues. We can live in fear as well. Also toxic positivity is one of the things that can happen when the ego is trying to protect the inner child, to live in this ideal world where everything is okay, you know, I'm really happy, you know, there's no that's something that was happening to me as well. Like I used to think like almost all of these actually. When I was really young, I was like I didn't want to touch anything that was negative. I was like, no, no, no. If there was like an uncomfortable feeling, I will just push it away because life is too short. I want to live it to its fullest. So if there is something negative, I'll just, it's not me. I don't want to see that thing. It's just too ugly. It's because when I was little, I didn't have the space really to express my emotions, and then I just pushed them away. But in the process of healing my inner child, I discovered that it's okay to look in the eyes to like something that scares me or that is sad, because then when I do that, that thing goes away, right? And sometimes the more you push away things, the more they become bigger and bigger because they want to be heard. And this is the shadow play, which is, we're gonna work in talk about it in the immersion, but that's something that comes, you know, eventually. If you stay in the immersion, will come. We'll talk about it, but yeah. Veronica says that she can relate with all of this. Yes. They're like really human feelings, and yeah, I feel like sometimes later, sooner or later, we all live some sort of this feeling because we are human, right? So there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like the more we can heal ourselves, the more we can really live a life where we can um, focus on what makes us happy instead of being on this like self-made jail right? Where we cannot really live on the fullest because we're like paralyzed by all these feelings, or like not doing things the way we want just because we don't want to disturb or anything like that. I feel like you can really start to enjoy life when you're like, you have this unapologetical energy of like, this is me and these are the things I'm feeling and it's okay, and if something that is bad happened to me or I have a bad emotion, it's just a messenger. I'm not a bad emotion. Again, bad or good. It's not me that I'm bad or good. I'm infinitely perfect I'm just perfect as I am. You're so perfect as I am, as you are, guys. You're an amazing soul. And what's happening to you, they're just messengers of things that maybe you should look up. Even if they feel like they're negative emotions, they're just messengers for you. They're trying to tell you something, and they're just there to be alchemized into a gift, right? So one of the ways to heal your inner child is to parent your inner child, and how you do that, just by accepting and loving unconditionally ourselves. So if something happened to you, you will not talk to yourself like you will talk to towards yourself as you will talk to a child, basically. So with love and unconditional love and compassion. So I love this quote that I heard in Instagram, I think. I read on Instagram actually. And it says, be the adult you needed when you were growing up. I feel like that's the key of everything. Like, it's almost like enclosing the inner child healing. For me, it's like whenever you're the adult that you needed when you're growing up, when you needed when you were growing up, then you can really start to heal the little child that is within you. Yeah, and also that talk to your child like you would talk to a child with love and compassion. I think that this helps me so much to do tapping in the morning, because I don't know if you know about EFT tapping, guys. Let me know in the comments. But for me, it's like life changing. And you know why? Because in the tapping, almost all of them, and also the one that I made in the immersion, there is always a part where you say, I deeply love myself. Even though I have this feeling or this negative emotion, I deeply love and love myself. So I feel like this is just, oh my God, for me, it's been life changing, because that was something that I wasn't doing to myself. I wasn't allowing myself to be okay with my imperfections for the longest time. I was really proud to be a perfectionist and to be a workaholic, and I will not allow myself to be happy truly if I wasn't doing things perfectly all the time, or and which is impossible, right? Because no, we're not perfect, we're humans. So I feel like tapping is such an amazing tool. If you can do tapping, just do it, guys. It's just life changing. Andre says, yes, we don't love ourselves. We can, if we don't love ourselves, we can love others. Yeah. And tapping makes similar effect as acupuncture. Yes, absolutely. Yes. But it's cheaper. It's cheaper because you can just do it at home. So you can just do it anytime, even before you go to bed. I normally do it in the morning and before I go to bed. Veronica says, I love this quote. Yes, I did. I have to restart. Vero, I know that you're in the immersion, so you're gonna start, don't worry. In the immersion, there is tapping videos and audios. Okay. Yeah. Also, okay, another way you can connect with your inner child is to find a picture of yourself when you were little. I'm sure that you have pretty a lot of pictures of you little guys. Myself, I really have to go and find because I have like maybe only 3 pictures of me little. Because when I was little, maybe I don't know, my family didn't take me pictures, but I have one picture of me, and you take this picture and that you were when you were a little girl, and you do meditation with this picture in mind, and you also talk to the person, to the little you. You do journaling, and you just say things to the little you. that you will love to hear when you were little, right? I have also this meditation in immersion where you really connect with her and you show her how amazing, so many amazing things that you realize in your life. I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm sure that if the little you will see the reality that you built until now, she will be like, what? She will be like in disbelief. I'm sure it's gonna be like over the moon. Um, and yeah, just it's all about that. It's all about kind of comforting the inner child, tell her that everything is okay, and let's just tell her what she needed to hear when she was little. And also find an activity that makes your inner child overflow with joy. For me, it would be, I don't know, I love jumping in a trampoline with my kids. I love running. I love running. The other day I was bringing my daughter to the nursery and she was like, Mama, run. And I was like, you know what? Yes, let's run. I was like with the buggy and we were like just running. Like, just doing things that not necessarily maybe for an adult are logical, but for your inner child is like, oh, you know. And then I came home and I was like full of ideas of things I wanted to create, and just your mind I think needs that. You have to break a little bit the autopilot in order to kind of be awake and then have more ideas, more creativity, and also to make your inner child happy, you know. Also, yeah, when you heal your inner child, you're gonna start to move through life from a place of wholeness. Because what happened, I don't know if you hear about shamanism, or there's some there is this belief that when we are hurt in our childhood, the the soul kind of breaks a little bit from the body, and you create this like fragmented soul kind of experience. So with the inner child, it's all about kind of making the your body and the soul together again, and to kind of completing yourself and feeling this wholeness again, right? So many times in life, especially if your inner child is hurt, you tend to kind of have this feeling of emptiness, and you want to always fill it up with like uh I don't know, with things outside of you, right? So when you're whole, you don't need anything outside of you. You're whole already, right? So you're authentic, you're whole, you're ready to play as you are, right? So you're not creating, you're not living to fill up the void, but you're creating something that is long lasting. Also, when you're manifesting, you can manifest amazing things, but if you're manifesting them from a place of void or lack, they're not gonna be enjoyable as when you're manifesting from a place of wholeness. So the energy of play is a powerful magnet. I love this one for everything that you want. So the more you play, the more you are enjoying your life, the more you're in the energy of joy, the more you're gonna attract joy, because it's all about, it's almost like a radio. You're just synchronizing the radio station, like the waves. Like when you're synchronizing to the energy of play, there will come more play towards you, right? Because when you give, you also receive, right? So So living your authentic truth is almost like the hotline with the divine, and you're reconnecting yourself truly to become even more magnetic, because the universe loves authenticity. When you can live out the authentic self that you are, the universe is gonna kind of it's gonna just start to blessing you every day. And not just the universe. I feel like also as people, we are more magnetic. Like we are magnetizing each other when there's authenticity. I don't know if you saw on Instagram or social media when somebody is like really authentic, or even Taylor Swift phenomena. Is that it's all about authenticity and um, living, telling your story instead of just copying all the stories or just trying to be somebody else. There is so much power when you're really living your authentic truth. And sometimes when our inner child is not healed, we kind of forget what we really like it when we were little, and what we really like as in our true essence, right? Because we can grow up like trying to please everybody else, and we almost forget what makes us happy truly. So I love this. I put some notes about like I talked about this before. It's all about. I love how in childhood every time you fall down, it's just an opportunity to pick yourself up and just to learn a new thing, and you just keep going. Um, and it's so much excitement. And if you fall down, doesn't mean anything about you. It's just okay. Let me see how this work. It's just there's so much curiosity and wonder. And the obstacle is nothing to do with you. It's not, okay, this didn't work, so I'm not worthy. No, it's like, okay, this didn't work. How can they make this better? Right? It's not about me, but it's about that thing. It's that this experiment that we're creating in life, right? Our life is supposed to be seen as an experiment, about not like a meaning of how much worthy we are, right? And yes, when we were born, our hearts were pure and they were full of wonder. And we see the world through the lens of magic and endless possibilities. Let me know, guys, if you can relate with that. Do you remember those times when you were little and everything was so amazing and vibrant and beautiful? Every obstacle was just a chance to grow and to learn. Remember when you learn how to walk? Maybe you don't remember, but when little kids they start to walk. It's not they start to walk and then they don't fall down and like, oh no, this doesn't work for me. Oh, I'm useless. No, and then just give up walking. No, they keep trying until they eventually learn how to walk. Like as this is how it should be. We should drive our life with that. When we start to tap into that creativity and like wondering and let me see how this can work for me, amazing things happen. So rainbow lenses, I love this. It's like seeing the world through the lenses that you choose to see. I feel like all of us, we even if we don't want to or we don't know about it, we are wearing lenses. So what if we could kind of change the lenses into something that really serves us? And for lenses, I think beliefs are lenses, right? Okay, I'm not good in math. I'm good in this. These lenses are gonna drive me into the life I'm living right now. Like at the end, our life is just an ensemble of all the beliefs we have until now, right? And things that happen to us, but also how we responded to things. And how we respond to things is how we see them through our lenses, right? Andres says, yes, certainly. And Veronica says, I don't remember the first walk, but I fell down many times because I ran so fast. Oh my gosh. I remember when I was little, I wasn't even that little. I was maybe 8, I don't know, 10. And I used to run with this bicycle in the steep thing. And I remember this, I was falling down or like getting hurt and then just going up again and just keep going. Like, it's okay. My legs were all like scratched, but I was happy. So it's so much about how we live things, how we react to things, and what things happen to you, right? So yeah, so the excitement of running and exploring fills you with joy and wonder when you're little. The obstacle doesn't mean anything about you. And also reframing failure. Like when you were running as a child, you felt like flying, right, Vero? You can attest to that because if you were always coming up to run again, it's because there was something that really excited you, right? That was worth it. Even if you were falling down. So and tumbling was just part of the adventure. If it was almost exciting, I feel like maybe, yeah, like the risk of like, okay, I'm gonna fall down, but yeah, I'm gonna stand up again. It's okay. And the excitement was too so contagious. We couldn't help but start over and over and over again. But so, what if we could start to have that reframe into life? What if we could start to connect our heart, like to start to feel this connection to from our heart to the earth. So from our heart to Mama Gaia, from our heart to Mama Earth. I like to think about the earth as Mama because we're like supported by the earth. We live thanks to this earth. Like sometimes there's this illusion I feel like of like us being alone in the universe. Oh no, like We are like so lonely, and it's just all us, and everything is against us. So, but when we started to think about so these new lenses of like being totally supported and loved by the earth that gives us food. The earth is source for inspiration, is source for feeling grounded whenever you feel like too nervous and anxious. And well, if we could start to live also from love instead of fear, and to feel like we are totally supported by Mother Earth, and she got us. And when we start to live from the space of love instead of fear, we start to feel like the connection with our heart and with our mission is this earth. And we're gonna talk about it in the immersion purpose, because I feel like sometimes we are always, when we're like in the fight or flight mode, we don't have the space to really focus on what really makes us alive, feel alive. We don't have the space to find our purpose even, because it's like we're like in survival mode all the time. So instead, when we're leaning into the love and to the trust that we're supported, we can start to find the way back to our heart, and we can start to feel supported and loved and inspired, and we can start also to channel through messages and be more intuitive, which is what happened to me when I started to really connect to my heart by healing my inner child. I started to really start to see things more clearly and start to be even more intuitive with things and with people. And life gets to be much easier when you have this deep knowing of what's right? Or you can channel this message of like, what's my next move? Should I do this or not? I'm not following, I'm not looking for external validation all the time, but I have this wholeness now because I'm healed. My inner child is healed, and I can really tap into my heart. So simple things like going live on Instagram, doing a messy masterclass like this one, showing up for your uniqueness become hard when we are disconnected from our hearts. And pure joy when we are living from our and like from art, disconnected from our art, and when we're living outside of us, so like, oh, what everybody else will think, oh my gosh, I failed, toward versus, this is fun, let's just go with it, let's see what happens, let's be curious about this. It's okay to be messy, it's okay to be human. I feel like myself, actually, I connect more with people when they're like human and do mistakes than when you're like all polished and perfect, but that's me. um So imagine, I want you to like for a moment imagine with me what it will feel to live unapologetically as you, without any more like second guessing. Oh, this is right for me. This is not right for me. Do I really like this? What if you could really tap into your inner knowing? And what if you could really tap into the creative goddess that is within you? So then you can express yourself more freely. You can kind of channel things through when you're like looking for answers. So just you want to be creative in your work, in your business, in your life, in your relationships as well. So what if you could start to let go of procrastination and just doing the things that makes you happy without fear? Like, no, I cannot do this because it's not perfect yet. It's not perfect yet. How many times? Let me know, guys, if it happened to you. For me, it happened many times in the past where I will be like, no, this is not perfect yet. No, I cannot go on live on Instagram because the flat is too. No, I live in London. There is no light, so I cannot go. I cannot do YouTube. I cannot. No, like sometimes our perfectionism is what is blocking us from the most amazing blessing in our life. And when we start to let go of our perfectionism, we can start to lean into miracles. Like Instagram happened because I just was like, you know what, my art is horrible at the moment. Oh, it's not perfect. I'm gonna just go with it and do a channel and a challenge, and I will just be drawing Instagram on Instagram every day, and we'll see what happens. I lean into my inner child play. I lean into the joy of like just drawing for the sake of it, right? Let me know, guys, if you connect with this. Veronica says, yes, this happened to me. I have to publish a children's book, and it is stuck from me from 2020. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna keep you accountable in the immersion on this. This is my intention for you, Vero. Out of the immersion with the children's book ready. And Andre says, yes, this happened to me this morning at work. Oh my gosh. Tell us more if you feel like. I'm curious. So I like to present you with this beautiful idea that I heard in a manifestation course I did 2 years ago, and it's so good, so good. And eventually I elaborated on it, and I made it mine, but I love it. It's like, what if we could kind of start to think about this experience we're living now in the 3D world as we are like deeply supported. Our inner child is deeply supported, and it's not about our parents, what the parents did to us, like for example my mom or my dad, but it's about being this mama earth that is like there to support me, there to give me energy, oxygen, food, inspiration, grounding. And there is this sky daddy that is there to do anything I want. I just have to ask him and also be ready to receive. Oh, B says, sorry to arrive late. I was confused with the time difference. I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm gonna put it on the recording as well, so don't worry. You're gonna be able to see the recording. Welcome, welcome. We're still talking. It's okay. And she said, yes, happened to me to postpone too much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, everybody can relate with that. Um, So, what do you think about this welcoming this idea of like Mama Earth and Sky Daddy? Like Mama Earth is there to supply for me with food, oxygen. Thank you, Mama Earth, for keeping me alive with everything my body needs. And Sky Daddy is there to helping me with manifestations of my dreams because I cannot do everything myself. So, what if we can start to kind of is for example my story for the longest time because my family is a bit weird. It's a little bit weird. It's not the conventional family. For the longest time, I used to think, okay, I'm alone in the world. It's just me. And I used to see other people, other family, like, oh, I wish if I had that family. Da, 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 da. That was me for the longest time. And then I started to think, you know what? What if my family was mama, like if I'm completely supported anyway, it doesn't matter who is my family, where I'm from, what's my name, I'm completely supported by Mama Earth and Sky Daddy. This is really out there, but I just love it. And the moment I started to lead that way, I felt so much love and support. And I started, yes, to parent my inner child as well, because it's really important that you start to reparent your inner child and saying to the inner child the things that you didn't receive when you were little, maybe, or like just really connect with her. But also this feeling of like, you know what, I'm supported. Well, no matter what, it's gonna be okay. If you start to live life with that, I'm supported, everything is okay, everything is gonna be okay anyway. And you're not gonna be frozen anymore by indecision or like, oh my god, what's gonna happen in 6 months? What if I do this and then what's gonna, like, you don't have that feeling of like, oh my gosh, like total fear, right? Because I feel like sometimes when we're in fear and the ego is tripping in our mind, we want to control, which is an illusion, that as well. We want to control our future, because I hope that in 6 months from now I have to do this, da, 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 da. And when something is uncertain, like life, because life is impermanent, we start to panic a little bit, right? But why? And panic is not really good when you're taking decisions in life. When you're living, it's not really good generally, right? So why, if you start to can you let go of panic or fear and lean into love, or feeling like you're supported, right? By this cosmic family, right? This Mama Heart, Earth, and Sky Daddy. Let me know, guys, if this is landing for you or is too out there. I don't know. So what if you could start to lean into your feminine energy and trust that Sky Daddies will take care of things, like, yes, you to do the actions, the inspired action, like that comes to you like through play and creativity when you're tapping into your inner divine goddess. And I don't know, you do the things, But also, you lean in. You're like, okay, you know what? I did my things. Now, skydiving, just think about this, please, for me. You know? I just did this like the other day. I had to pay my coach. And the day before, I was like, I don't know if it would be nice to, like, that's 500 pounds, And you know what? A client contacted me like the day after for a logo to create. And I was like, okay, hold on. Thank you, Daddy, Sky Daddy. I asked, I made space for it. I wasn't like no panic or anything like that, and yeah, I received. It's that easy. Try that, guys, and then let me know. It's amazing. But of course, you have to believe it. You have to truly like embody it and believe it, because you have to trust you to make the space as well. So when you start to release the how to Sky Daddy and you start to let him surprise, then you're making space for the universe to really manifest what you want, right? Because if you say, I want this, this, and this, but then you're like panicking, controlling everything, you're controlling the outcome, which even if the outcome happens, it's kind of limited because you cannot see what the universe can see, right? So what if the universe was preparing something much more amazing for you, but you're like so focused on the little thing that you're not making that thing happen, right? Vero says, yeah, we have the power only in the present. The future is an illusion. And I love the narrative of Sky Daddy and Mama Earth. Okay. So lean back and create from pleasure and love and trust that you're supported because you are. You're the creator of your life, and you can tap into the energy of play. So when you start to feel like, okay, I'm supported, I'm safe, then you can create because you're not in fight or flight. You're not trying to run from a lion. You're just here. You're in peace. You can be creative. You can have an amazing idea for your business. You can have amazing ideas for your life, relationships, and everything else. So you're not in the fight or flight, you're like in the place of creation, right? And universe love that space because again, when you create from that space, you attract more of that, right? The energy. Mother Gaia, says Andre. Yes, I just wanted to be original, say, Mama Earth, but it's Mother Gaia. Yes. And alchemize the challenges into powerful gifts to level up. I love this one so much. One thing that I used to do when I was much younger is like, oh, why is this happening for me? And I was frustrating for me when I received something that unexpected that was annoying, like something like a challenge, right? And now I'm like, I see them in a totally different light. They're there to teach me a lesson. Every challenge that comes to your life is there as a messenger. When you start to see life the way, it's almost like a video game where you're like, okay, this is a little challenge. I do this challenge and then I'm leveling up. I'm becoming the best version, the next version of myself that I want to become. So if you think that way, challenges are nice things. They're good things, even if it doesn't mean they're uncomfortable, of course. But they're good things because they're leveling you up to where you want to become. So, what do you like to do? Really? Let me know in the comments, guys. Why are you here? What do you really want to do about your life? I know this is a really big question. Maybe it could be something smaller. You can start small. What do you really want to really do? Why did you want to have out of this masterclass, for example? There must be something that you came here to kind of feel or have. What are your intentions for the next days, for the information you got in this masterclass? How do you like to embody it or implement it in your life? Andre says, I want to quit my job and do many projects and things. Yes, I love that. I hope my boss doesn't read this yet. Love that. Oh my gosh, I've been in your situation. Yeah, I know the feeling. I used to work in a jewelry shop for 5 years, and at one point I was like, it just doesn't feel. When it's not that place, it's not your place anymore. You know that because there's that feeling. You start with that feeling, and then the universe starts to like give you more information. Like, like giving you little pushes, until you really realize it. Okay, maybe I should leave. And actually, thanks to the feeling I felt in the jewelry shop after 5 years, and then I left. Thanks to the feeling, I started on Aranda because I was like, you know what? I always dreamt about doing art or being creative, but I was too afraid because I didn't want to be the starving artist. I didn't want that narrative for me. But then when my son was born, I started to question myself. I was like, what I want to teach him as his mom. I want to teach him the biggest thing I want to teach him, if I can, is that dreams can come true and his dreams are valid. And I was like, my dream was to become an artist. So what I'm doing here, I'm not living by example. So I signed up myself on the graphic design university. I started to do illustrations every day on Instagram. Um, and like few months after, or years after, actually, I became, my brand grew up really big, and now it's Noranda. And I work with Adobe, I work with the Times. Like so many of my dreams came true just by leaping, feeling the fear because I was feeling really afraid at the moment, but then leaping. So I trust that you're gonna do amazing thing, Andre. I trust it for sure. I love that everybody's like smiling about the boss thing. Vero says, I want to heal my inner child. You're in the right place. And B says, to reconnect with my inner child and parents. I'm struggling to define that what I really like. Mhm. Like I did when I was a kid, but also to have the parents as I need to heal the inner child. Oh my gosh, I love that. And I feel that for you. Oh my gosh. Because that was me not long ago, you know. Even like after Noranda was quite big already, I felt like something was missing still, and I didn't understand why. And even if this surface, I was like happy with my life and everything, I wasn't like within me. I was like really anxious all the time, and like always, when you feel like something is off. And then I started to study manifestation, inner child healing, and my life just changed so much in the best possible way. And now I'm like, well, like every time I have something that I come across something that I like, I want to share with everybody. Yeah, like it's just stronger than me. So this is why I'm doing this, guys. I'm doing this immersion of 14 days. It's gonna be a signature course eventually, but now it's a beta immersion because I feel like that's my purpose. So much of B, what's your name? To don't call you B. Um, but yeah, so much of your purpose B will be uncovered when you really connect with your inner child. Your that feeling is just your inner child, Berenice. I love that, Berenice. That is, it's just your inner child is trying to kind of make you connect with her. I know because that happened to me. My inner child was like screaming for like to be heard. She wanted to be heard. So when I started to reconnect with her, when I really felt it. My first meditation was amazing. I will always remember. I really felt her like coming to my body, and just we were like together again. And until before we were like not connected anymore. So it's gonna be amazing because once you start to connect with your inner child and you have the wholeness again, life is kind of smiling you back. You start to see life more clearly, and you're not hurt. You're not driving, like feeling hurt or fear or anxiety are not driving your life, but you're driving life from a place of wholeness, and you see things more clearly. And yes, there will be challenges because it's part of being human, but when you approach challenges from the place of wholeness, it's so much easier. Berenice, thank you for sharing your story. There is no coincidence. Also, I need to be heard. Communicate differently in life. Yes, absolutely. Once you start to heal your inner child, it's like ripple effect. Like it's crazy. Even my relationship with my husband is so much better now. Like just it's crazy. Like you don't have to do even anything to make things better because it's energetically when you start to heal within you. Also, life is a mirror. I don't know if you know the law of mirrors in manifestation. Is life is a mirror. Everything is a mirror of yourself. So whenever you have like challenges or things outside of you, it's something that you have to heal within you, right? And when you start to heal within you, life heals as well around you. We are all interconnected, and yeah, it's just, I could talk about this forever, guys. What time is it? It's for 16, is okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here this long. And actually, I wanted to, before I finish the masterclass, one of the reasons I did the masterclass is because this is like the pre-party for the 14 days, which are starting tomorrow. Berenice, Veronica is already inside the immersion. I'm looking forward to start with you, Vero. Berenice and Andres, if you want to get in, it's gonna be 55 for only for today with the coupon code goddess if you want to get in, and it's gonna be 14 days of Telegram audios, and there will be meditations audios and tapping videos, and I'm making this really easy to do because I don't know you guys, but sometimes when I'm like doing courses where I have to sit down for hours and hours, I do them, but it's like, and like do so many workbooks, like pages and pages of workbook. I want this to make it to be really easy to do, especially if you're working, if you have a family like me. So there will be like short videos, short meditations, like maximum 10 minutes each or 5 minutes, and short workbooks as well. So, and it's gonna be a 14 days immersion. So if you are happy, if you like to know more about it, I'm gonna actually put the link there. But also you can DM me on Instagram. I didn't realize that I was still showing you the the presentation thing. Let me just go back to. Let me just put this in the chat and then go back to the video so we can see each other. So this is the page. If now it's 111, but for this masterclass it's gonna be 55. And I hope to see you tomorrow because it's gonna be tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna do another live class, but it's gonna be more like to get to know each other. There will be like breakout rooms. There will be a setting of intention because tomorrow is full moon. I love full moon. So Andre says grazie. I didn't know you know Italian. I love that. Let me see if I can if I know how to FaceTime with Drew. Are you able to see me, guys? Or you're just seeing the screen? Let me know in the comments. This is crazy. This is my computer, guys. It's just crazy. So much raw stuff. Let me see. Maybe if I go to Zoom. Stop share. Okay. Here I am. Oh my gosh. I've been presenting all the time, even when talking. It's okay. Messiness, guys. Messiness. This is all we are doing here. Okay, Andre, I know that you cannot dance, but I feel like we should do a little dance after this just to shake things off, you know? Let's do this. Put some music. Yeah. Let's go. Wait, I cannot see you guys. Let me see if I can put it. I'm feeling good. I just walked out of the shower and I'm jumping to my new life and step into my power like today's gonna be a good day. I'm in alignment with the new me. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm in alignment with the new me. Today's gonna be a good day. We can bet on the power. I finally figured is who I am and what I want. It's time that my potential that's not my loss. Let's make our inner child happy. Invented in my subconscious mind. Always felt like I was wrong, but I was just learning what's right. And I've taken the time to sit and ponder. What am I doing here with all of life's wonders? Journal and meditate, vibrate higher, destiny, focus, deliberately, and create. I want to escape. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm in alignment with the new me. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm in alignment with the new me. Today's gonna be a good day. Shake everything, guys. Shake it out, shake it out. To be a good night. Yay, Bernie! Yay! She's celebrating her own way. Also, Andrea, sure. Step into my power light. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm in alignment with the new me. Yes, we did this, guys. We finished this masterclass with all the messiness of it and just all the magic of it. This is life, guys. I think it was meant to be this messy because this is what I'm teaching, right? Let's lean into the imperfections. Let's lean into the messy of life, and let's just make magic out of it. I feel like there's so much peace when you start to kind of lean into the authentic self that you are. And we are not meant to be perfect, guys. Let's go! I'm so happy to have you here, guys. Thank you so much for being here and celebration. I love all the emojis in the chat. If you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram. Also, if you share this on your stories, I'm doing a giveaway. The winner is gonna be announced after tomorrow because I'm gonna wait for the one watching the recording, for 30 minutes with me to do like a one-to-one kind of so we can start properly with the inner child thing. We can do also a private session on tapping, and yeah, let's do this, guys. So if you share this masterclass in your Instagram with and you tag me, you can participate to the giveaway. Let's go, guys. Bye. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Bye bye.